And I've been happily talking with the mute button on. So, anyway, welcome. I just muted all these things, and it's apparently going to keep dinging on me. Nothing like live. Nothing like live. All right. So let's uh, talk about the root chakra today. So I hope everybody so far is having a good May. When I thought about we always talk about energy work and spell work and things like that during the witches in, and I think for today I want to focus a little bit more on for this month and maybe other months on individual pieces of the practice, right? So like we're working, I'm going to start talking more about the chakras. I'm going to start talking more about individual herbs, individual crystals, individual tools for your practice so that you can start, getting a little bit more exposure on that, not just the energies and how to do spell casting and all of that. If you want to learn that, you can come and take, to our monthly ceremonies, and you'll learn a lot more of that than I can possibly teach here in 30 minutes. So, excuse me, 20 minutes. But anyway, today we're going to talk about the root chakra. So there's a big misconception out there about what the root chakra is. And I have heard everything from the root chakra is your connection to the earth, to the root chakra connects with, I don't even know, like, some of your upper chakras for stuff. So I wanted to really sit down and talk about it. And one of the ways that I really, for me, it really paints a picture of what the root chakra actually does is when you think of a baby, right? So imagine everything that a baby needs to survive. And the baby needs food, it needs water, it needs a parent of some kind, someone to take care of them. It needs shelter. It needs to just have its basic needs met, right? When you start moving into like, cars and houses and this, that is not what the root chakra is about. That is, we're going to talk about that in other areas. But those are the basic needs that we have. And those are the things that the root chakra connects to. Now think about the feelings that a baby has, right? So the feelings that a baby's going to have is fear. Something is happening that's going to scare the baby and it's going to cry. A lot of extreme joy that can happen. You can have feeling overwhelmed, especially when you start talking about sensory feelings, feeling like overwhelmed. But any kind of way that a baby would react to stimulus on the outside is kind of like you're looking at the things that are in the realm of the root chakra, right? A baby is driven by the need to eat, to sleep, and to be cared for. And that's basically what your root chakra controls for you. This is where it drives you. So your ability to get up and go every day, like just the mere survival of being here, that is what the root chakra connects you to. And so a lot of times when you have a root chakra that is very, very overactive, you can end up with somebody who is worrying all the time. You can end up with somebody who's just basically controlling, feeling this sense of fear and this sense of insecurity. Or maybe you can feel like an overwhelming need that things are going to be taken away from you, right? When your root chakra is not connected, is underperforming, I like to say, you may feel completely disconnected from this life. You may feel like it's a lot of times you may disassociate, like you don't, your physical needs become unimportant. You disconnect from your body. You disconnect from existence itself, right? So the root chakra is a very important chakra. It is the chakra that it allows us, really more than anything else, that allows our spirit to perfectly inhabit this human body that we have. So it really connects into that point. It begins as you start going up, the chakras become, the vibrations get higher. So you start moving up into, heart, and then, emotions, and, mind, and third eye and spirit and all that. But the root is the connection to being human. It's existing in this world and being a part of this world. And so I've seen a lot. So what are some of the things that can happen that can damage your root chakra, right? And if, for example, trauma can happen. If you were in an abuse situation where you were physically in danger, that can happen. Also, mental abuse too. Don't disregard that. Emotional abuse, but anything that makes you feel unsafe, that makes you feel like you can't, like there's no shelter for you, or whatever shelter you have is inadequate, right? That you have this growing fear that something is going to come and get you. So all of those things are basically connected to and controlled by the root chakra. So that's one way that the root chakra can become unbalanced. Another way that the root chakra can become unbalanced and way too overactive is if you have blockages up your chakras, right? If you decide, I'm not going to be worried about anything else, I'm not going to connect to my upper chakras, don't care, I don't care about my spirit, whatever. I'm just about this experience here and now, just this. What ends up happening is when the balance loses, energy tends to deposit into that chakra and it can make it get a little wonky. So if you think about it, our chakra system is supposed to be open and flowing, and energy is supposed to be able to move freely up and down. So if energy can't get up, it's going to back up, and that can cause those lower chakras to become more, out of sorts. There is a lot of times when you start talking to people, and people who have been, and I see this a lot, if you struggled your whole life, I see this with a lot of clients. Let's say you struggled your whole life, you've never really had food, and you didn't know where your next meal was going to come from, and finally you reach a point where now you're stable, you are you're finally able to take care of yourself and all that. It takes a while for that survival mode to catch up. So even though you have money, you may still kind of like hoard money because you're afraid that at some point you're not going to have it. So that is also an unbalanced root chakra, this inability to recognize where you are right now, this fear that your security is going to be pulled out from under you at any minute. All of that is going to symbolize basically a root chakra that is not really doing all that great. And so those are some of the things that can cause a root chakra to become unbalanced. And then it's a matter of getting it back in order. A lot of times if your root chakra is unbalanced too, you may lose motivation, like the need to get up in the morning, non-existent. The need to do the things for your everyday survival to take care of yourself. When you encounter people who have, personal hygiene problems, because they don't really care how they look, how they feel, that a lot of times can be a blockage in that chakra, where that chakra is not working properly, and the things that you need to survive, the things that you need to be here and to be connected, are not there, and you're not able to do it for yourself. So that is a complete and total blockage of the root chakra. So those are some of the things that can cause a chakra to become unbalanced. It can cause it to become either blocked or become overactive or underactive, however it is. And the goal of it is we don't want the chakras to be going berserk, but we don't want them to be still either. So there always needs to be that middle ground. They need to be spinning, they need to be moving energy, they need to be doing the things that they're supposed to be doing on a regular basis. So there's a couple of things that you can do to bring your root chakra in balance. One of them, crystals are a great way to do it. So a lot of times what I recommend for people is, if you are someone who is experiencing fearfulness, worry, this constant survivor thing, like this inability to feel comfortable in your own skin, all of this, it can be many things. For those types of feelings, I recommend working with your root chakra with hematite or smoky quartz, right? If you are just not able to connect with your everyday, if you're constantly afraid that things are going to happen to you, if you're stuck in survivor mode, those are the crystals that I would use. If you are somebody who lacks the motivation to even get out of bed, at that point you have a root chakra that is underperforming, right? So at that point I would recommend you work with some red jasper, or a lot of times bloodstone is a great crystal to work within that chakra. The root chakra can also be a great chakra for grounding. I know that some people put black tourmaline in the root chakra. I am not a fan of that, because it's a vibrational clash, right? Black tourmaline vibrates at a very high frequency, and the frequency of the root chakra is a lot lower. So you don't want to put a high frequency stone in the root chakra to bring it, to bring it balanced. So when you're working in the root chakra, I prefer, the obsidians are normally good options. Um, a lot of jaspers, black jasper, you can use brown jasper. You can use black agates, another one. Onyx is great. Bloodstone is really, really good, especially if you're having physical problems. Um, a lot of I love using smoky quartz and hematite when you have an overactive root chakra. So you can have that to kind of let it rebalance itself. It's a very gentle energy that's not going to be shocking to the system. So there's a lot of different ways that you can do it. There's also a few yoga poses that you can do to connect with your root chakra. So for example, if a lot of people are familiar with the chair pose, that's a pose you can do, and that's going to be helping to open up that flow of energy for your root chakra. Warrior Two is another one that you can do that will help open up the the root chakra and open up that energy movement again. The goddess pose, fantastic pose for that. So there's a few other ways that you can work on the root chakra that way as well. And then start kind of looking at the things around you in your life. Don't underestimate the value of taking a minute and just really connecting and with yourself and thinking, okay, why am I acting this way? And oh wait, maybe this is imbalanced, maybe there's something here that's not working the way it's supposed to be working. And so it's a great way for you to also analyze it. We are doing tonight, we are going to be doing a chakra balancing, so it's live on the wild community if you would like to attend, and we will cover the root chakra when we do all of that chakra balancing. There's a couple of other tools I wanted to offer to you to work with the root chakra. I'm going to recommend this one here. You're going to have to get on Amazon. I love this deck. It's not the cheapest deck that I bought, but I think it's really good. This is this. Let's see if I can get. Okay, there you go. This is the premium chakra cards by Asana Moon. That is what it looks like. And what I like about this deck is it gives you different ways. So like I have all the cards here for the root chakra pulled up, and it gives you like, here's all of the things that the root chakra, can do for you. And it shows you mudras. It shows you all the different yoga poses you can use to balance it. It gives you crystals. It even will give you, if you're working with essential oils, or if that's something that you would like to do, it'll give you the essential oils. Where did I put that card? That you can to work with that. So, for example, for the root chakra here, these are the essential oils that they recommend. And it's basically ginger, vetiver, and angelica. So you can use these in essential oils, or you can also use them as uh, herbs. I would say from these three oils that they're talking about, I would say the vetiver, you can probably put a drop of it on your skin. It's not going to cause too much harm. The other two, absolutely not. You should always dilute your essential oils before you use them. But hopefully this is going to be, this is a good deck to work with each chakra individually. Now, another deck that I recommend for working with a lot of the chakras is the Chakra Insight Oracle. And there's many different ways you can use this a lot of times. And it's also divided by chakras, and it's got cards that show you kind of like what each chakra covers and how to work with that. So you could draw the cards for each particular chakra that you're working with. You can use this as a visualization tool as you work with that chakra. You can use it also to do a chakra reading for yourself to see which chakra is not working properly. So this is also a very good oracle deck for that. But I honestly really enjoy working with crystals when you're talking about chakras. And the reason for it is because they tend to respond really well, simply because crystals are more in tune with energy vibrations and more in tune with our planet. So it's a lot easier connection when you're doing that, to connect with those chakras and to do the things that need to be done. So all of that being said, if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to post a reply right here. Feel free to come to the wild community and ask a question. You can private message me if you want to, or you can connect with me on YouTube, Instagram, or Facebook. So thank you so much for attending. I so appreciate it. And I will see you guys next time. We're going to talk about Vivianite on the next one, the Necrostone. So if you like doing psychopomp work, next one is for you. All right, guys, take care. Bye-bye.